All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to add some details to the deer that I have been sculpting. Here I am, and I'm working through, not totally done, but pretty done with the base of the body. I have my legs, my tail, my ears, but I haven't really sculpted the face the way I wanted to, and I haven't cleaned up everything, getting rid of all the little boogers. And so this is kind of the end of our project, is the details and the cleaning up, which takes a lot sometimes. Everything's looking like it's stable, like my ears are pretty stable, and it's kind of all stable in my build. And so when I am working out my face, what I'm going to do is I want to start to carve, and I can use whatever I want. I'm actually carving into my face to kind of make that nose, or pinching a little bit. I'm just gonna hold him up so I don't flatten him. And then I'm gonna kind of do the little nostril pieces here, and then it goes down. And I'll have to work through this a little bit more. It's kind of like the details in my ears. I've done one go at it, but you can see it's got some boogers that I'm not loving at this point. For my deer, I'm gonna add a hat and a scarf, probably because it's so cold right now. So with my hat, I've started to sculpt this little stocking cap that I'm going to place on him, but I'm gonna kind of have to work with his head, right? Like it's not fully finished. So it's kind of sculpting. You can see I was working through hollowing it out, and then I want it to be a little bit smoother before I attach it. Now I could sit and still work on this little hat, right? Like I could add, if it was a stocking cap, I could add the border here that I might want to add. And I could sit in that, like this is a little poof ball. But I don't want to get too detailed because I know I'm going to pinch it on him and smooth it on him. And so I don't want it to like smear it out again. My hat's a little big, but I kind of like it. I was just thinking if I could put it on the ear, but he's still gonna have to be a little lopsided. There's just no way for me to do it perfect on him. So that's all I'm gonna do is slip and score. And then if I felt like I needed to add more clay or stability, I would. So some of those details that I just talked about, I'm gonna do it more on his actual head when I get there. Because then I can kind of shape it to be how I want it on that head. So I'm actually kind of smearing it a little bit here. So it fits a little bit silly. I'm gonna hold him up, and then I'm gonna gently just connect those so they feel like they're all connected. So I kind of had to smush my head a little bit so it would feel like, yeah, kind of feels like it fits him. I'm kind of moving it before I would like really perfect all the details. And now if I like the position and I like where it's on there, then I could go through and add all the details to the hat. The other thing I was thinking about him, and you can see I still am working on his nose, and his ears need more details. And I could do this forever, is I started to make this I flattened this piece out. It was like a coil. I flattened it out, and then I kind of thinned it out. I added a little bit of water, and I was kind of letting it sit here for a minute. I tested it out on this creature, this little deer, and I like it. I want to clean up some of those edges, but I feel like I could go ahead and slip and score on my actual deer. So like everything before, I know that it's going to kind of drape around him like this. So just to kind of guideline that, I put a few little lines here, and then I'm just gonna again go through and score. My deer is hollow, so he really isn't that heavy. Getting all those fabulous details, and then I need to score this. You don't have to be super detailed. I mean, you might want eyes and nose and mouth, but and then whatever your humorous part is. So make sure that you have some kind of playful, creative part that adds some joy to all of our lives at this moment. And again, I'm just sticking this. I've stuck it, but now I need to go back through and actually smooth it. So you have to slip score and then smooth. So it looks like, right, like I actually scored too much, so I'm gonna go back through and smooth that. And I still want a defined line, like it is his scarf. And I don't know if I'll add like a pattern to his scarf at this point or just keep it simple, but I will very carefully just do a little bit of smoothing. So I want you to have fun, but I also want you to have your own creativity in your creature, in your animal, your humorous animal. And so these are a few ideas of how to add some details to your animal. Can't wait to see yours.